Kaylin, how big of a game like this when you came out red hot? It seemed like the basket was huge. Did it feel like that to you?
Yes, I don't think I missed in the first half, so really just trusting like the work I put in, and when I step on the court, it feels like I'm shooting into an ocean.
Aneesah, what kind of energy did Kaylin give in that second quarter when she got hot and the crowd got into it and you guys kind of separated the score a little bit?
She gave us a lot of energy. She do this every game. That's just KG. She pushed the tempo every game. She's a big impact for our team, and she brings that energy. She's real quiet, but she brings the energy for our team. She pushes in transition. She get little chippy passes. She get in the passing lane, so she's a big impact to our team.
Broadly speaking, Aneesah, what does KG bring to the team that she didn't have last year? What kind of added element has she brought this season?
Being able to push tempo. I think KG can get past anybody if she want to. As well, she can knock down a three. You got to guard her as honest as you possibly can. And I feel like we were missing that last year.
Yeah, Aneesah, the rebounding was pretty even in this game. It was real physical. Just what was that like matching up with them and knowing that obviously SEC in general will be a battle?
I know the SEC will be a lot tougher on the inside trying to rebound. I got to experience that last year. Just being able to be in position, trying to be as active as I possibly can, and being able to put myself in the right spaces at the right times. Even if the rebound is not for me, I could tip it to a teammate and just be active.
KG, for you, it looked like there I think it was in the third quarter, you were kind of letting the Auburn bench know that you were having a good game. But I'm curious about like your confidence level when you're a player that doesn't necessarily start the game. You're coming in as a reserve. I know it's a very defined role with this team, but how do you sort of, I guess, allow yourself to find that confidence within the game?
Like I said before, just trusting the work I put in. I was here early in the morning getting up shots. Before the game, getting up shots. I might come back tonight and get up more shots. So just working every chance I can.
Aneesah, just the experience that you had last year playing in the SEC, how did that help prepare your teammates that haven't had the SEC experience this year?
Just letting them know that it will be a lot physical than our preseason was. The SEC is a lot physical. You have to make tough baskets. You have to get in the passing lane. And you just have to be dominant every night.
For either player, Coach Harris mentioned that she feels like the biggest difference in playing this version of LSU is the speed, just up and down the court. Do you guys notice that in game, or is it something you go back and look at the tape and kind of really take a look at?
I feel
the speed of y'all, not necessarily the speed of the game.
Mm-hmm. I feel like our speed is the impact of the game. Transition is our style of play, and we were missing that a little bit last year, and you can see we pushed the ball, we passed the ball up the floor.
Hey, Aneesah, back to the SEC question. You being here, having a year under your belt, how important is having that deep bench, especially when you see a game like Kaylin had today?
Yes, it's very important. Be able to throw a lot of bodies out there. Don't have as many fatigue plays as being able to stay in the game the whole time and just throw fresh legs out there at the opponent.
Kaylin, what is it that you came here trying to prove, and how do you think you've done so far in trying to do that?
Ultimately, just want to prove that I'm a coachable player. A lot of people threw out, negative things about me in the portal, and it was very frustrating. But I don't think I'm anything that they were saying in the portal. So just proving that I can play with people, because that was also another thing that people were saying, playing defense. So really just everything about my game, just proving them wrong.
Aneesah, you were never really threatening the game, but it was a 25-point game, ends up being a 10-point game. Does that give you something to work on going into practice and
Yes,
give you a little hunger?
I would say attention to detail and discipline defensively. It doesn't matter if we're about 30 or 40. We have to be sound defensively, and we have to be in the passing lanes, and we have to be aggressive.
Got time for one more in here with Jess in the back.
Kaylin, your ability to finish at the rim, is that a natural ability, or would you attribute that to just your work in the gym?
I think just my ability to explode is definitely a natural ability, but of course, like my touch around the rim is something that I've worked on over the years.
All right, thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Good job, y'all.
Questions for Coach? Start with Jess in the back.
How big of a spark was it for KG to come off the bench for you guys tonight?
She's been that way all year. Go back to the Washington game, you know, she hits the shot at the end to win it. KG can score the basketball as good as any perimeter player I've ever coached. She doesn't have to elevate and shoot those crazy jump shots. She just gets her shot off and she can score. As you have noticed, as I told them after the game, we have depth on the perimeter now, and it's my job to get some of these, whether you're a starter, returning player, when you're not playing good and you're not shooting it good and you can't blow by people when you play against athletic teams like an Auburn, I have some that can, and I need to just trust them and let them go do it. I think Miracle did it when I put her in there for 2 or 3 minutes. I think KG can do it. I think Shy can do it. Their games are taking you off the dribble more. Flage and Michaela's not so much. They didn't shoot it particularly well today, but you got to do other things to help us win, whether it's defense or rebounding. But that lead was cut by me. I shouldn't have subbed. I shouldn't have run certain plays for certain kids, trying to get their confidence up and doing things. So I'll eat that. We won. We're 2-0 in the league against a team that plays really, really hard. Johnny, Coach Harris, does a good job of scouting opponents, and Gaston got in foul trouble. I'm very much aware of that, and she's really a good player. I was aware of her when I was in the Big 12, how good she was. But we're not going to apologize for the victory, but I didn't like the way the game went in the latter part of the third quarter and then the fourth quarter to cut the lead. Because if you look at the score, you think it was a close game, and I didn't think it was a close game at all.
Coach, obviously very talented player there in KG, but can you just talk about her attitude, willingness to kind of do whatever it takes, and obviously a night like tonight, just being willing to be that scorer for you?
Well, I'm going to share something that I really believe is so important when you have multiple kids that are good, and I've been blessed to do that. And the quote goes like this: "It's amazing what can be accomplished when no one cares who receives the credit." So if those kids that are her teammates are not happy for her, then you're selfish. She has really been a spark for our team since we started this year. And I've said it many times in recruiting her, we had some heart-to-hearts, because I don't judge you based on what other people tell me about you. I've learned long ago, if that's the case, man, I'm the worst person in America, right? I judge you on my one-on-ones and my interactions with you, and I find in a lot in life, people are a bunch of liars. That kid wants to win. That kid owned what she needed to work on. And as I told her when she came to my office, I said, "You're not going to be able to get on the floor if you don't give me effort on the defensive end." And she's really, really, maybe a few occasions here and there, gets lost, but she hasn't been a liability on the defensive end. So now we work on her turnovers. You know, sometimes in this league and in tough games, one turnover is the difference in a ball game. And so now we work on that. But you never bother her on the offensive end, because she can score with the best I've ever coached.
Are you starting to see the depth that you've recruited? Because some of your starters didn't have great games, and you still handled this game pretty easy.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's kind of like the quote I just gave you. It's amazing what can be accomplished when no one cares who receives the credit. You're not going to have good games. People are good in this league. Coaches are good. They're going to scout you. They're going to take away things that you do well. And so somebody else has got to step up. And I thought KG coming off our bench was really the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, Coach, going against Auburn's size and physicality, how do you think Samaya and Jersey played just overall and what they're learning?
I'll talk to them as well. Neither has separated from the other on that's my starting five player. It basically boils down to practice. It boils down to who we're playing and which one I think can do some things better on the defensive end. And that's okay. That's okay. That's who we are. They both have about the same length and size. They're both built about the same way. So my job and our job as coaches is to stay sharp, know which one needs to be in the game when, and it doesn't mean you're going to make the right decision, but you got to have a purpose and you got to know the other team. And I thought Samaya, to answer your question, some of her confidence came back today. She did some good things. Jersey, still growing. And I think Jersey on the defensive end moves better laterally when we have to take a post and guard outside. Samaya doesn't move as good laterally, but Samaya's had surgery on both knees. So I'm not making an excuse for her. Samaya's a shot blocker. You go in there, I tell her, use a foul, get up there and block a shot. So I thought today Samaya's confidence was growing back.
Got time for a couple more here.
Coach Mulkey, and this is just me being nosy, so I apologize ahead of time. Would you prefer KG to come off the bench as opposed to a starter? Or, sometimes you like players that come off the bench rather than as to be a starter.
I don't care about starting. I know players do, parents probably do. At this level, it's about being in the rotation, and then when I get my opportunity to get on that floor, make it very difficult for me to come off. So she wants to play point guard. Miracle wants to play point guard. All of them want to play point guard. That's amazing to me. But my confidence in the point guard position right now is three people. It's Jada Richard learning it as a freshman, and she's doing remarkably well to be our only freshman and to play that position. It's Shy, and it's Poa. Now, you've seen me, if you've watched us play, I will throw KG out there. I did it in the fourth quarter today. Wasn't the right decision to make. What I should have done is taken Flagey off the floor and given KG those minutes. And we talk about this in the locker room. But you have to also understand, KG knew coming here that Flagey and Michaela Williams were in the lineup. And what she just wants is, I want some of those minutes. And she's been getting those minutes, and she's been the difference in a lot of ball games for us. So no one remembers who starts. If I asked you right now what was the starting lineup of the five that won the championship 2 years ago, you'd have to think about it. You'd get one or two or three of them, and then you go, who was the fourth and fifth one? Doesn't matter. You just want to be in the ball game. You want to contribute and be in the rotation.
Finish with Scott over here.
Oh, good. We get to finish. I get to finish because I want to ask you a kind of a silly question. On Kim, the Dress Like Kim Mulkey Day, you really separated yourself from the pack with this outfit, I got to say. Your thoughts on all that?
Think about what I was wearing. Had to look down for a minute. Thought, are my pants unzipped? Let me look. Scott, y'all know the story. I don't shop. That was dropped off at the house maybe Friday. And I wasn't even there. And they put two up. And I said, let's do that one today. They sell this stuff. It's Queen of Sparkles. I've told y'all, I need to get an NIL deal with them, don't I? Look at all those sparkles out there. That hasn't been that way until I got here, right? She needs to send me some of her money.
Okay, so do they ever bring you an outfit that you go, no?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Scott, I'm 62 years old, and I'm a team player. That's how I got talked into this sparkle stuff. And I said, I'll do it for the team. It'll sell tickets to those fashionistas that know nothing about basketball. Yes, do it, coach, and I did it, and it's worked. But some of that stuff, no way. No, I won't even describe some of it, because some people wear that. But not this old country girl from Tickfall. I've worn basketball stuff, but I don't think they've ever given me one with the net. But that is pretty creative, isn't it? Yeah, that's creative. Who won the contest? A kid?
I showed you a picture of her.
Oh yeah, you did. What do they get for winning?
They got one of your game worn jackets.
Oh, okay. Well, they need to get an NIL deal with Queen of Sparkles, right?
All right.
Y'all have a good one.